Add some salt.
There we go.
And she's also a bit of a cool. So Miss Mickey Mons,
Yes.
Michaela. Tiffany, you ask her the question.
Two different people, hey.
No. I feel like let's just go along a timeline. I feel like Caleb, you should definitely direct this because I feel like I'm gonna be shielding a lot because I know you have like a lot of questions.
Simon Cowell, got you.
Here we go.
So, how did you go from being Michaela to becoming this powerhouse that is Miss Mickey Mons? Just unpack that whole story for us a little
Interesting. Okay. Becoming the Miss Mickey Mons. Well, let's put it this way. Perhaps it has a lot to do with confidence. Let's say we started with low confidence. Why? You're small, you're petite, you don't have big boobs, you don't have a big bum. And that like works on you because people, like when people meet you and that's the first thing they say, you're also going to be like, is there something wrong with me?
I need a BBL.
Yeah, or do I need to like go get bigger lips because someone said, oh, your lips are so tiny. This is me, you know. Why would you fault someone on something that God created that they cannot change? You know what I mean? So it was a process. You meet people, you experience hectic things, you experience influential things, you travel to different places and you pack everything together and you decide, okay, what am I going to do with this in my life? So I just decided, you know what, fake it till you make it. Be confident even if you're not, because eventually that's going to be a part of your daily life. You're going to become the person you think you are, as you should. Why not?
Sure.
Who else do you expect to motivate you? So I just tried my best to use my strengths to my advantage, which I'm a people's person. I love speaking to people. I want to know you. I want to know what you do. How could we work together? Like, it may be to my fault because I'll be like, oh, okay, you're into fashion. I know where to get this. I can get the supplier. Let's start a business. I know how. All we need to do is marketing. Get an Instagram account. Look, like, that's my brain all the time. Like, people will tell you I've had like 7 businesses on Instagram, which did good, but like I just let them go because life is just happening to me. So
do you feel like it's a defense mechanism, some of the things that you've built yourself into because you had to protect yourself consistently?
Yes, I'll say yes.
Yeah.
I'll say yes, 1000%. Because why let your shield down and make yourself vulnerable? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Do you
I don't
feel-
want to always be at a loss. I hate that feeling so much.
Okay. I want to pick at that a little bit
Okay.
because
Interesting.
I'm a 30-year-old man.
Okay.
I'm actually 29, but I tell people I'm 30 so
Oh,
that when
you're
I
rounding
turn
it up.
30,
You
I'm
feel
used to it.
okay.
You are hiding.
You are so going through it. I'm
Hey.
5 years behind you. Don't worry.
The white hairs haven't come out yet, so I'm still safe.
You still feel comfortable.
I'm still comfortable.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I'm still secure in myself.
Okay, uncle.
No, it's
Uncle
old.
Cal's.
It's old man Cal's.
Old man
Respect me.
Cal's.
Okay.
Got it.
Respect me. But yeah, I feel I went through most of my life. I kind of cut everyone off.
Okay.
I feel like I got hurt once and I turned off the switch. Sometimes I forget where the switch even is. But I can comfortably acknowledge that you put up walls, eventually the walls become too strong for you to break them down.
Yes.
And you've been hurt and betrayed so many times that the one time that a good person comes in, you can't let them in. And then
Oh my gosh.
you've lost that connection.
So unfortunate.
So do you feel that maybe at some point you're going to have to let the vulnerability back up to the surface?
Maybe with sad people.
I don't know, like the way I've been betrayed, it's just so sad. I feel like no. I'm like, it's okay. Like I can do everything on my own. Like if I try and put the effort in, obviously people are involved, but I've really just been in the gutter.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, people are so horrible, you know? But going back to the whole confidence thing, it's deeper than just now. It's a matter of being compared. It's a matter of being compared to an older sibling, or she's doing it this way, and not having the external factors acknowledge that you're different. Maybe you need to be attended to in a different manner. You understand? No one is the same. So, I try, but I'm like, not now. I'm working. I'm working.
It'll happen organically.
Exactly. And if it is meant to be, it will be for a long time. It won't be temporarily in my face. No. So for now, I'm like, I don't care about anything. Like, I try to be in a relationship. I know what it feels like. I'm going to be fine on my own. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
And I mean, sure. We're all in our 20s. I'm on my way out.
Okay.
But I feel like it's very much the time in your life when you should be all about you, your vision, your ambitions. Because without that foundation, you're going to be looking for yourself in your 30s.
And it's going to be so tough.
Exactly.
It's going to be so tough. It really is. I've heard someone say, don't think that you're working now just so that you can live this 1 year. Think about 3 years from now. Are you going to have an investment? Do you have an investment account? Are you going to have savings? Like, for rainy days, things happen. Family things happen in your family, or you know what I mean? You want to be able to be there for yourself and for the people around you who deserve your assistance. Do you know what I mean? So, I just don't think right now. I'm so over everyone.
So would you say that your transition from Michaela to Miss Mickey Mons has been strongly based off of the pain and betrayal you've experienced?
Yes, 1000%. All the lessons learned, they here and here.
And that's the thing, a lot of people get betrayed and they break down. A lot of people get hurt and they break down. But you seem to have used that as motivation to propel yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Going through those tough times, like you said, your mom, my mom, shame. Can only imagine what she feels like. Parents say when you have a kid, it's like watching your heart walk around out of your body. And that there we go. And that was like, shame, man. I know exactly how I'm going to feel when I have a kid. Because your parent wants the best for you. They don't want to see you in trouble. But they're the ones who ultimately have to pick you up because you've never been through this life before. You know what I mean? So I just think,
That's gold.
having a good support system like your mom or your dad, whoever the case is, it's unbeatable.
So now you're on this platform. What do you have to say to your betrayers or your betrayer?
Betrayers?
Betrayers.
Plural. For me, shame. I don't know. I don't think about them that much, but if I ever had to see them, I'd wish them love and light. Whatever happened, but we're never going to be cool ever again. Yeah, it's good. Like, I mean, I don't have that much energy to hold that kind of weight on my shoulders because whatever happened, it needed to happen so badly. That's why it happened, for me to learn something. And oh boy, did I learn a lesson. I was forced to go back to where I needed to be. I was in a room like this by myself, crying, tears, like day and night, like, God, why did this happen? Tell me what it is I need to do and what I need to learn. How do I get to the redemption part of this whole situation? Because now I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed. Like, everybody knows everything. Like, there's no stone that hasn't been unturned about my life. So time really does heal some wounds. When you get a little bit further in the process, you're like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. Like, you came out of it, you're fine. What did you learn? Digest it, move forward. Don't sit in your mess for too long. Sit in it, digest it, and just move. Yeah.
What about you, Miss Tiffany Smith? What do you have to say to all the people who have stabbed you in the back or in the heart? I want all the smoke!
God damn.
No, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I've become a master at letting people undo themselves. It's like if you move with pure intentions and you knew from the jump, regardless of how a situation went, it's like, okay, fair enough. You felt intimidated by me, you felt threatened by me, because I've had this on countless occasions where women find me intimidating, women older than me, younger than me.
Yeah, so strange.
And it's like I do nothing to provoke this emotion in you, or maybe there's something about me
that is
makes
provoking
feel
you.
some type of way. And it's like, I feel sorry for you, because it's like there's nothing that I can do about it. I live every day. I don't think about you ever. And it's like, for me, I feel like anyone that has ever betrayed me honestly regrets it now. And that's on God.
Their loss,
No,
1000%.
Because I move on, and they see that very clearly, very evidently with me. I have people till this day still trying to reconnect, still trying to come back, because I know that I move with pure intentions.
Yes.
And when you move with pure intentions, the universe will show up for you all the time.
For me, it's a bit more hostile, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I don't claim to be perfect.
Right.
I consider myself to operate, for the most part, with an inch of wisdom in everything that I do. I'm very calculated and meticulous.
Right.
And if there's a flaw in me that I hope to change at some point in my life, it's definitely my need for revenge.
Really?
You vengeful?
Yes, I'm very vengeful, because I don't let people in, first of all. Because again, antisocial, people are all messes.
Right.
So I keep people away, but when I do let you in, I give you the highest level of loyalty. Whether you're a friend, a homie, a brother, I always give a high level of loyalty, a high level of respect, a high level of commitment. If you're in a rut, you're in prison, you need bail money, call me at midnight, I will make something work, right? And so when that level of commitment is given on my end, I expect it back.
100%.
And when I don't get it back is when I start to get a bit vindictive, because I don't take betrayal very well. So if I've done so much for you, but you've taken all of that and still had the confidence to stab me in the back, my whole thing is,
I'm gonna get my lick back.
move on. But at some point, I will get my lick back.
Yeah.
And I will plan my lick.
Interesting.
And it'll be 10 years. And I'm still planning for the moment when we cross paths, because I know that I've mapped out every potential outcome. That when you do get on that chessboard,
oh my God,
all the pieces are ready and it's a checkmate. And that's, I pray to God every day to heal me from this disease.
Yeah.
But I don't tolerate betrayal.
That would get me into jail, for real. If I had to ever be like, yeah, I'm gonna get my leg back like that, that would send me to jail. Because goddamn, people are just so flippin' ridiculous. They just want to like boil your blood and just get you into that horrible place, the ugly you, bring the ugly you out. But that's where the self-control comes in and the praying comes in, and then you have to just sit down and be like, just be still, just have your crazy moments on your own, or speak to someone and just like try and move forward. So yeah, I know if I was revengeful, I'd probably be in jail.
But then if you have a close friend who's a fuck up, and everyone knows this friend is a fuck up, we love this friend to death, we will support this friend, but every once in a while this friend always just fucks up, right? And you don't necessarily want to cut them off, because their fuck up isn't that deep,
right? Like,
but you identify a pattern.
Exactly, affected you too much yet.
But you identify a pattern and you're like, you're gonna keep doing this unless I address it. And in that situation, I'm of the mind that some people need tough love. Some people need to learn things the hard way, and you have to get in their face and say, look, you're my bro, you're my homie, but this stops now. If this relationship needs to continue, this little quirk of yours needs to stop now. And a lot of the times we don't have the confidence to tell our friends, you're wrong here, stop it. So we'll let them carry on with the abusive boyfriend. We'll let them carry on with the lying, cheating, stealing friend. Because, yeah, it's her problem. I love her, but I'm not going to get involved.
It's not affecting me directly.
And in that situation,
that's not being real.
How do you handle that friend?
It is tricky.
It's tricky
because you also don't want to tell people how to be.
Exactly. My thing is, I'm very observant. I'm so observant. I like to think of myself as a good judge of character. You know what I mean? So it is, I have a situation like that where I can see this person like, come on, bro.
Toxic.
This is the red flag.
Yeah.
Like, here it is. It's so bright
You
in your
yourself
face.
are behaving like a red
You know what I mean? Like, It's live drive in your face. Can you not see it? But then again, fine. It's not my place to bring it to your attention, because you're going to turn around. You're not in there. You're not ready. Like, you haven't decided, like, you know what? I shouldn't. I deserve better. I shouldn't allow this to be happening to me. So I've decided I'm just like stepping back. I'll say it once. I'm not a parrot. I'm not your mom. I'm not a radio. I'm not a microphone. I'm not any of those things. I'm going to say it once. Why? Because I recognize it, and maybe I went through it. But like you said, you can take the horse to the water and you cannot force that horse. You know what I mean? And I also don't like to be involved too much in people's situations. If they don't listen to me the first time, tickets for you.
What about when it directly
affects me?
You? And it's like it has something to do with you in terms of maybe this person
bring me around the wrong people. Yes.
You've noticed like they'll try and dress like you, or they'll talk like you, or
okay.
they'll walk like you, and they want your man, or they want your brother, your cousin, your rat, your cat,
ridiculous.
Whatever it is. Like, how do you deal with those situations? Because I'm sure you've been through that.
Oh yeah, I have. Unfortunately, I have. The thing is, I don't know. I am a little upfront, but I just have a little tough time with confrontation. But the thing that I've noticed is my energy will speak to you. I've noticed it. I've had someone come up to me straight up and be like, I noticed we're not okay. I won't be direct. I just won't be myself. I'll go along with my day, do my thing. I won't text you every morning and say, are you okay? Have you gotten to school? Are you in your... And then they will come to me. That's what I've noticed. They will feel so uncomfortable in their spirit. Come to me and say, what's going on with us? And I'll be like, what do you mean what's going on with us? I'm good. Are you not good? So is the shoe fitting you or me? What's going on here?
Like,
and then they'll have...
think we have a problem.
Exactly. And they'll come up to me and be like, I feel like this, and this. And then I'll be like, oh, interesting. I'm so happy that you brought it up, because I was waiting to see if you really are aware. Are you paying attention? Because this is not normal. You know what I mean? I don't appreciate certain people talking to me in this. I don't allow it. I really don't allow it. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. No. I've never been in a physical fight. Like, I don't do all those things. Like, leave me alone. I don't have time for that. Like, I'm too pretty. I'm too short. I don't know what to do. Like,
it's too ratchet.
You know what I'm saying? So please keep your hands away from me.
Never getting there.
We are not doing all that stuff. I don't like that kind of behavior. And I'll tell people straight up, like, if you irritate me, just stop. Why are you doing this? Do you hear how you're talking? I've never heard the word please come out of your mouth. I've never heard the word thank you come out of your mouth.
No home training.
Basic home training is so essential, and so I can tell when you didn't get it.
I love this girl.
Facts, straight facts.
But
straight
yeah,
facts.
so energy speaks a lot. Energy does speak a lot. Volumes.
And that's why babies can often pick up when someone's off.
Yeah.
Even
animals too,
exactly.
yes.
Pick up when you're
don't
off.
trust.
So it's definitely a thing that I feel should be taught in school.
Oh yeah.
How to identify
your gut.
people's...
Your gut feeling is real. It's so real. It's so weird. Intuition.
Your first thought, always the right one.
Yep.
Your gut feeling, gotta trust it. And every time you doubt your gut, that bad thing happens.
Exactly. And you're like, I knew it.
I could have prevented this. Why am I going through this?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
But that's why you make a mistake. But when you do it twice, it's no longer a mistake.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I like to just tell myself, like, it's okay, like, it happened, you know it was bad. Don't ever let that happen again. Because if you do, you're entertaining, you're allowing, you're accepting. You know what I mean? So once is a mistake, twice is voluntary.
100%. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you.
1000%.
So to wrap it up, Miss Mons, as you are now, what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, shame.
And your younger self can be
my younger self
a year ago.
Oh wow. Just to be more patient. Like you said, you really have to like my journey now has been about me, like figure out who you are, what you're good at, when you're sad, what are you sad about? How are you going to pick yourself up again? When you're happy, what is it is it money? That's not a good thing to really make you happy all the time. It can contribute to your happiness, but you shouldn't make that the number one thing. You know what I mean? So really just working on my inner self, creating that relationship with God, my own personal one, not the one that's been forced on me to pressurize myself. No, to have respect for people around me. Never underestimate anybody. Never ever underestimate anyone. I had an incident at work. Someone came to bring me lunch, and this is like a high profile person, and my boss was like not focused. It was a stressful day. I completely understand. But he came in, he's like, I want to drop off lunch for so-and-so, and he was on his phone, and he just said, this way. Little did he know, that he's like a CFO of a company. You know what I mean? So it just takes 2 seconds of your time to be nice and mindful. It really doesn't hurt to be a nice person, but don't let anyone walk all over you. That's all.
What about you, Miss Tiffany Smith? What would you tell your younger self based off of the experience that you've accumulated up to this point?
I don't know. I feel like I'm still learning a lot.
About
there's
yourself,
nothing I can actually say I would tell my younger self, because the things that I've been through
You've been through, yeah.
I am the way I am. And if I didn't go through any of those things, I wouldn't even be sitting in this room
right now. 1,000.
So all the decisions that I've made up until this point, I'm not 100% proud of them, but I do have a very conscious mind in everything that I do.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm not the type of person to be led by the nose.
Right.
Like, my decisions are my own. My thought process is my own. I'm very accountable to myself.
Yeah.
On a regular, I take accountability for my own journey and my own role that I've played in everything. So honestly, I would just do more of that. Just continue being accountable.
That. Accountability is really good.
Continue knowing yourself and continue
learning more about yourself.
Just learning more, because I will never 100% get it right.
Yeah.
And I am never without blame, obviously, in every single situation. But I don't know. I don't regret anything about anything that I've done.
Nice. Well, very few people have the privilege of acknowledging that. I wouldn't do it again differently, because I like where I am
now. Yeah.
You know? So that's a very powerful thing, to be able to look at your life from outside of your life.
Right.
And be able to dissect it and say, yeah, this did happen. That did happen. But it was worth it for this to happen.
Yes.
So 100%. Yeah, if I had any advice for my younger self, I'd say keep on doing it. You're doing it right.
Right.
Don't listen to the negative stuff that other people have to say. Whether it's people that you respect, that you love, your family or your parents, and that's a very, very tough one.
That's a very tough one.
It's a very fine line between ignoring parental advice and trusting your gut.
Yeah.
Because only you really see the vision that your purpose is based on, where other people can't see it. But a lot of the times, your parents maybe don't understand you.
Right.
100%. And so they'll try to steer you to where it's safe, be an engineer, be a doctor, become a pastor. But your decision is more risky. So it's I respect your guidance, but I trust myself enough that this is the path that I've chosen.
Trusting yourself.
Exactly.
100%.
So yeah, that's what I tell the young man, even though he was a bit of a ruffian. But yeah, no, I think this is good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think the plane is landing. We've unpacked the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Miss Mons, you've given us a lot to think about, a lot to
I got
to
a
talk
lot
about.
off my chest. Thank you.
And yeah, so thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys are happy with this episode, leave us a comment. If you want to see Miss Mickey Mons back with TMP again, let us know. If she's up for it, she's always welcome to being a regular.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so
thank you.
Tune in.